it's Erin. As the weather starts to warm up, many of us look to changing our training and to changing our short-term goals. Because warm weather means more time at the beach, more time spent outside, and more opportunity to show off your hard-earned gains. And what better way to show off the hard-earned gains but by doing a little mini cut. So today we're gonna do a summer shred leg workout. I'm gonna take you through what you need to know in order to adjust your workouts to get the best results. Now, keep in mind, the best way to lean down or to lose fat is to be in a caloric deficit. So if you're currently at maintenance calories, think about adjusting your caloric intake down by about 10 to 15%. This is going to help put you into that caloric deficit. Add in these high-paced workouts and you're going to see really great results. So without further ado, let's train. Our first exercise is a dumbbell deadlift. Now we're performing straight sets here, so this is 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps. After warming up, choose a weight that is heavy but doable for those last 2 to 3 reps. Feet should be about 1.5 times shoulder width apart, toes pointing forward, knees pointing forward. I push my weight through the heels. This helps hit the glutes just a little bit more. Back stays flat. Keep your chest up. Arms should be extended. They are merely an extension of the weight. So you're trying not to pull it all with your arms, but you will be using your upper back. Interlock those fingers. This is going to give you a little bit more stability. And the dumbbell deadlift is an excellent deadlift variation as far as not putting as much pressure on your lower back. So it should be a safer option. Grab some dumbbells and a resistance loop band. We're going to work at our first superset here. So this is a resistance band RDL. Now keep in mind for the RDL, this is a top-down exercise. So we're going to start with the dumbbells up close to our hips, and then we're going to extend downward to about shin height, keeping that back flat. And we're also working against the resistance of the band here. So that band is right across the hip bones, and use that band to help you with your cue of pushing your hips back as you descend with the weights. So you want to keep that constant tension on those hamstrings and glutes. Keep your back nice and flat. And as you come up to a standing position, it is okay to kind of roll your shoulders forward just a bit, really squeeze those glutes. So you're going to squeeze against that band, keeping that constant tension. Knees will bend just a little bit as you descend. All right, we're going to come out of this resistance band and we're going straight into our skater lunge. Now for this, you want to use that rear leg as a spotting tool here, but you want to try to not use that rear leg. You want to try to descend, really control that negative. This exercise is much tougher than it looks. Now you want to try to drop that rear knee to just behind the heel. And try to keep that foot up just a bit. And again, it's okay to spot yourself. So if you feel like you're about to fall, go ahead and push that foot down and spot yourself. You can also hold on to a sturdy object while performing these if you feel like you need a little bit more help with balance. So for this superset, we're looking at 3 sets of about 8 to 10 reps. And that's for both exercises. Moving on to our next superset, we are working on hack squats and death marches. Grab your dumbbells, bring your dumbbells over to the hack squat machine. Feet are going to be close together, toes pointing forward, knees pointing forward. I've got my feet up on the platform just a little bit more, so I am hitting quads, I'm hitting hamstrings, also hitting glutes here. Now as far as weight distribution, if you want to hit more quads, push your weight through your toes. If you want to recruit a little bit more glutes and hamstrings, focus on keeping the weight through your heels. Keep your back nice and flat. And really control that negative, explode up, out. And we're looking for about 10 to 15 reps here. Working on keeping that tension on the muscles, slow and controlled. Make sure you're breathing. And as we come out of the hack squat, I'm going to go straight to the death marches. And grab the top end of your dumbbells. You're going to take a small step forward, slight bend in that front leg. And think about this as sort of like a B stance RDL. So each time you take a step, you're bringing those dumbbells down to either side of that front foot. You want to focus on keeping that back nice and flat, keeping that torso long, keeping your shoulders flat. So as you take a step, touch that dumbbell down, bring it back up. This is a posterior chain exercise, so this will really, really light you up. So we are looking for about 24 reps, 24 to 30 reps total here. We're moving on to our next superset. So grab your dumbbells. This is an excellent way to tell how far away from the bench you need to be for Bulgarian split squats. So it is about the length of your legs. Now, grab those dumbbells, keep your body nice and tall. We really want to focus on effort with that front foot. So that rear leg is just going to help stabilize you. Now, if you want to hit the glutes a little bit more, you can lean forward with your upper body. This is going to change the angle of this exercise, and it's going to target the glutes more. Now, make sure with any single leg exercise, you're performing it exactly the same. So try to keep an eye on where that front foot is, keep it the same distance. Arms are fully extended, chest stays tall, back stays nice and flat. Let's really focus on slow and controlled. We're looking for 10 to 12 reps per leg here on Bulgarian split squats. Now we're going to drop the weights. We're going to go right into scissor jumps. Trying to get a little jumps for conditioning in. Now for the scissor jumps, you're looking for 40 to 50 reps total. And if you have not so good knees, you do not have to go as low. Just get that heart rate. We're looking to add just a little bit of cardio in, get that heart rate up. This is our fat blasting finisher. You're going to do 5 sets of 30 seconds on the Deadmill. Now, a Deadmill is a treadmill that's off, and you're not looking to go all out. You're just looking for calorie burn here. So 30 seconds at about 60 to 70%. And this is going to really get that heart rate up. This is going to help deplete those glycogen stores in the muscle. And this is going to help give you an extra calorie burn. So really push it for those 30 seconds. Get your reps in and you're done. Good job getting shredded. Yep, it's a tough one. When it comes to being as successful as possible at leaning down, there are a few factors to keep in mind with your workouts. The first, you want to lift heavy. Just because you're leaning down, it doesn't mean that you need to switch to high reps, to something that's super fast paced. Yes, the workout itself is fast paced, but as you're performing the exercise, you want to make sure that you're keeping that tension on the muscle. You want to make sure that you're lifting as heavy as you safely can. You don't necessarily want to go to failure on these sets. You want to be 1 to 4 reps from failure. Those last, say 2 to 3 reps should be difficult yet doable with proper form. The next thing you really want to think about is your recovery time in between sets and supersets. You want to try to minimize that recovery time. This is going to keep your heart rate elevated and it's going to give you a greater calorie burn. But you don't necessarily want your cardiovascular system to be the limiting factor. So on those straight sets, think about taking 1 minute to 2 minutes recovery. On the supersets, you can take about 1 minute to 1.5 minutes in between the supersets. Now this seems like a lot of time, but if you're really pushing it, you're gonna need every second of that recovery time, and it does go by quickly if you are really pushing it. The third thing to think about when it comes to leaning down is NEAT. And this is your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So we talked about decreasing your caloric intake just a little bit. When you decrease your caloric intake, it is natural for your body to adjust. So you find that you'll become a little bit more sedentary, you'll burn a little bit less calories. So make sure you're using a step counter or you're otherwise keeping track of your activity levels and keep them the same as they were when your calories were at maintenance. This is really going to go a long way to keeping that caloric deficit and getting you leaner faster. We'll do a whole other video on this. I'll talk about maybe 5 or 6 main things you can do to maximize your success when it comes to leaning down, because this is really important. As they say, the devil is in the details. If you're able to nail these details, you'll have the physique of your dreams in no time. If you like these workouts and you try them, please tag me on social media. I really enjoy seeing you take the workouts and making them your own. And don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Click the notification button if you want to know when the next video comes out. And thank you for joining the Fit Fam. That's it for this time. Until next time, train hard, y'all.